Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today. Will we see new Roku streaming players, the Roku Express, Roku Sticks, and Roku Ultra? We'll break down what you need to know after, for the first time in many years, we did it in 2023. Also, a major brand is walking away from releasing DVDs and Blu-rays. We'll tell you who, what's happening, and when to expect it, and will others do the same? And lastly, Netflix is cutting back the number of original programs. We'll tell you about how much they did that in 2023 and what that'll mean for 2024. These stories and a whole lot more coming up here in a quick second. If you're new here, do me a big favor. Leave a comment, or check the comments, I should say, down below, or leave a comment for a list of all the stories I talk about. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read about them for yourself and come up with your own opinion. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do. It's a huge help, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of TV, but still watch the shows you enjoy. So let's dive in, starting off with, will we see new Roku streaming players in 2024? For the first time in quite some time, we did not see new Roku streaming players in 2023. We saw some in 2022, a slight refresh of the Expresses, a slight refresh of the Roku Ultra. Roku had traditionally released at least one new streaming player every year for like 10 plus years, and then it didn't happen. Now, Roku did release a new line of smart TVs branded under Roku, made by Roku, or commissioned by Roku, may be a better way to say that. In 2024, they've already announced a new line of Pro Roku TVs, high-end Roku TVs made by Roku, that you'll be able to get some really cool features, some new things like automatic picture quality adjusting for Roku TVs. With that, well, with this news, that raises a question: will we see new Roku Ultra, the Roku Stick, and more? We probably will in 2024, but traditionally, Roku does not release streaming players at CES. CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, is happening this week. A lot of people are asking, will we see new ones this week? No. Traditionally, Roku does not release streaming players at the Roku big event. They're traditionally in the late spring or fall, in time for the holiday shopping season. So we'll keep a close eye on this. We've seen multiple reports that Roku is working on some new stuff. Would this be a new streaming player standalone stick? Would this be a new soundbar with a streaming Roku built into it? We'll find out when that happens. But I would be surprised if we don't at least get a minor refresh of some of the devices, especially with the new Roku remote coming out with some new features. It wouldn't surprise me if we see new bundles of Roku streaming players with the new remote. All right, the death of DVDs. We reported last week how Best Buy was not only stopping selling DVDs and Blu-rays, but the players for DVD players and Blu-rays. Well, now WWE has announced that they will no longer be releasing DVDs and Blu-rays. Now, confirmed for UK and parts of Europe. It's also been reported here that they will be stopping DVD sales worldwide later on in 2024. So as of this moment, US not affected by this news, but there are reports that they will stop selling in the US market later on this year. WWE was not available for comment on that news there, but they did publicly confirm that in parts of Europe, they are stopping selling DVDs and Blu-rays already. This comes as the sales of DVDs and Blu-rays are shrinking. Honestly, let's be honest, if Best Buy was making a lot of money on Blu-rays and DVD players and others, they would continue to sell them. But they've decided it's more profitable to take that square footage. Let's be honest, physical stores are a limited square footage. It's not like Amazon that can just keep piling items on and maybe get a warehouse across town. Best Buys and others have limited square footage. They want to put high demand products in there, and they've decided DVD players, DVDs and Blu-rays are just not high demand. And I think that's what you're seeing with WWE. We're already seeing many television shows stop releasing physical discs. Some still do, don't get me wrong, but a lot don't like they used to. You used to be able to get almost every show on DVD or Blu-ray. It's just not kind of the case. I suspect that'll become more and more common as people to move to streaming. And not just streaming, but increasingly people don't even want to buy them on streaming or rent things on streaming. They just want to see whatever is available on their service they have. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and the like. So question of the day, I want to hear from you. When's the last time you bought a physical media disc? And when's the last time you bought or rented something through a streaming service that wasn't included in a paid service like Max? When did you go to iTunes or Amazon or Vudu or many other stores out there and go in there and buy either a rental or a movie or television show with it? Do you still do that? I know there's some big ones, probably the Barbie movie, Oppenheimer, which I haven't seen. I'm waiting for that to come out on Max. I will be watching that movie. I hear it's very good. I think big ones like that. But when's the last time you bought a TV episode? Let me know. All right, Netflix is cutting back on original programming in 2023. They reportedly produced 100 fewer shows as it cuts back in content and reevaluates. This comes from data from what's on Netflix that looked at what is happening with all this. And Netflix is slowly cutting back on the amount of original content. Now, on the flip side, they're returning to striking deals. We've seen several content deals recently that will bring, including HBO programs, big name studios content that left Netflix years ago and to go on their own service, like Max now, we used to be HBO Max, is now returning to Netflix. So you're starting to see a bigger content. Paramount, I think it was Paramount, whoever it was, Young Sheldon is now on Netflix. Became one of the most watched shows on streaming when it came to Netflix. So it's really cool to see them kind of rebalancing their content libraries, what I think is happening, saying, yeah, we will still make a lot of original programming, but we're also going to try, now that studios are willing to, once again, give us their content, we'll try to license some more big name shows to supplement our own original. Netflix is still producing hundreds of original programs. Cutting down 100 of them isn't even really a drop in the bucket, but it's interesting to see them refocusing what they do. If you are next up in our story, if you're a Showtime subscriber to the linear networks, not Paramount Plus with Showtime, Showtime is being rebranded as of yesterday to Paramount Plus with Showtime. Now, the linear networks, again, are going to be called Paramount Plus with Showtime. They will continue to air a lot of the Showtime original content, but some Paramount content's coming in a move that sounds very familiar to what they do with Pluto TV. They're taking a bunch of content that's slightly older seasons or popular content out there that's new seasons coming up, and putting it on this network almost as a tease to say, hey, do you like this new Halo show that Paramount has? Well, new seasons coming to Paramount Plus. Subscribe to Paramount Plus. We'll see how long this lasts. I kind of suspect that this may be like when Paramount and CBS merged, or Viacom and CBS. It was Viacom CBS for a while, then they rebranded to Paramount. Wouldn't surprise me at all in a year or two if suddenly Paramount Plus with Showtime network is just rebranded to the Paramount Plus network. Now, there is still a Paramount network. This is Paramount Plus. Paramount network is not being changed. Remember that used to be called the Spike TV network. Who here remembers Spike TV? It's a kind of a guy-centric network. Rebranded to Paramount. Now they also have Paramount Plus, a TV network, and a Paramount Plus streaming. Yes, it's slightly confusing. I think that will only get more confusing as time goes on, but it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Paramount saw its viewership drop last year, or excuse me, Showtime saw its viewership drop last year. I'm sure they're kind of hoping that maybe rebranding it, bringing Paramount Plus original content could help turn that around. All right, if you were a big fan of America's Most Wanted on Fox, it is coming back, and it will be relaunching very soon, later this month. The iconic America's Most Wanted show with its original host will be returning. The show will be launching on January 22nd on Fox at 9 p.m. in its old time slot. Of course, it will probably run into a lot of issues on Saturdays with college football in the fall, but college football is now going to be over by then. Really nice to see this come back. They helped capture thousands of people out there. I believe the show launched in 1988 after losing his son. And I can't remember the exact number. Somebody help me. I thought it was in the story. It doesn't appear to be. How many? It was a couple thousand. Wasn't it a couple hundred? Let me count. How many people did this show help capture? But it's coming back. If you're a fan of the show, check it out. Link in the show notes. All right. Sonos is reportedly building a new Android TV streaming player. Well known for their speakers and other devices, they're now getting into streaming players according to a report out there that will see them launching a new device. We'll see how this all works out. Also, Android TV is kind of weird. Why go with Android TV, not Google TV? We'll see how that plays out. If you live in the Phoenix market, you're creating a new CW channel starting in February. The CW will be moving in Phoenix to KAZT TV. This used to be an independent television station. It's been around since the 80s. Originally launched in a different market, came to Phoenix later, but it's going to become the new home of CW programming there. I don't know exactly what's going to happen to the old channel. CW's now bounced around a few times in Phoenix. So we'll see how this plays out, but check it out. Link in the show notes if you live in Phoenix. And here's a question for you. Would you pay for a streaming service to watch music videos and do karaoke? That's the new hope of Roxy. It's a new streaming service that will officially announce itself this week for CES. It will offer a $8.99 a month for 30 and a 30-day free trial. Premium users will get a free karaoke mic when they sign up, so they'll mail you a mic so you can do karaoke through this. So question, would you pay basically $9 a month for karaoke and music videos? I know a lot of people are really into karaoke. This may be kind of something that us as Americans who aren't as big into it may not get. But if you live in other parts of the world, especially Korea, when my wife spent a year working in Korea, when I visited her, karaoke's huge there. So it could be kind of something where you may not see a use for this, but there's definitely a market of people who absolutely love karaoke. All right, let's answer a question of the day. If you have a question for me you want me to answer on these videos, please leave me a comment. I need questions, so down in the comments below, leave a comment for a question for Luke. If I didn't answer your question, please re-ask it so it pops back up higher in my feed. I either missed it or I answered a different one that day. Just keep re-asking. Start them off with a question for Luke. But Sherry asks, Luke, I was wondering your thoughts on keeping a warranty on a paid phone. Should I keep it? I have it through AT&T. Would like to try a different service with this. So that raises a question, not just for phones, but for all devices. Should you be getting a warranty? Should you keep a warranty after a while? Is it worth it or not? Now, warranties can be great. I bought a Ford, and it's a nice SUV. I like it, but I got a warranty with it. When I bought it, it was kind of a cheap warranty. It was a new Ford, and I was like, oh, this is pretty affordable. Well, it's paid for itself because in the couple years I've owned it, I've had to replace the air conditioner 3 times on this Ford with it. So that's more than paid off for itself with this deal. But what about for phones, electronics, and other devices? It raises the question. And it really depends on a case-by-case basis. With most budget Android phones now coming in under $400 regularly, you can get a very good phone. Right now, the Pixel 7a at the time of this recording is on sale for well under $400. You have to ask yourself, how much is the monthly payment on this? How long have I had this phone? Is it time to upgrade? Am I about to upgrade, right? If I break this phone, am I going to really pay to get the screen replaced, or would I rather upgrade to a newer device? These are the kind of things you have to ask yourself. Now, if you have a brand new iPhone 15 Max with all the bells and whistles on it, you're paying well over $1,000, and you have a good warranty on it, and you're a little worried about breaking it, maybe you have a history of dropping things. Even if you don't, it's amazing how that happens. So it's really a case-by-case basis. As devices get older, and as you start asking yourself, would I rather fix this device if it breaks or get a new one? In my house where I bought this house about 3 years ago in Michigan, in the basement, there's an old fridge from the 90s. For example, if that fridge dies, I'm not replacing it or fixing it, I'm replacing it. I'm not going to pour money into a 1990s fridge and when I can get a decent fridge for not that much more. You also have to look at what the co-pays on these warranties are. For example, if you are paying every month and you have to pay $100 up front to fix something, is it worth it if the device to get a new one is only $300 or $400? So there's my thoughts on these kind of warranty plans. Let me know what you think. Do you get warranties on devices? For me, it really depends on what the device is. Often I don't, especially if it's a cheaper item, something that I think, if it breaks, it's older, like that fridge in my basement, I would probably rather just replace it than try to repair it. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you all again real soon. Take care, be safe. I'll see you tomorrow.